And where did that bring you? Back to me. God damn it, we're playing Jiro again today, and we're not even warming up because I feel like the warm-up has actually kind of been screwing me over, so we're just gonna hop right into it. Okay, and I know it's gonna cause me to lose, but I just want to get right into it because I've been thinking about this yesterday. I said I would talk about it. Today I want to talk about, like, college stuff, you know? I'm 21, I went to college, I got myself an associate's, but, you know, there's a lot more to the story than that, you know? I just summarized 2 years of my life in 5 seconds, right? So, basically, where it all started out was in high school, right? Everybody knows, you know, you need to have a plan, before you're out of high school. You know, do you want to go to college? Do you want to go to the army? Do you want to go into trades? All this different stuff. There's a million options, you know? Holy, that was really close. He was going for the bottom of that to hit me. Wow, all or nothing right there. Everybody says you need to have a plan, right? There's all these different options, you know? And, you know, my parents were always like, well, obviously you should go to college, you know? That's kind of like the default thing is, oh, you want a good job, you need to go to college, and ooh, yeah, you need to go to college and, you know, learn something that will get you a career that will pay you something good. You know, I feel like the stereotypical thing is like every parent wanting their child to be a lawyer or a doctor or whatever. You know, I never wanted to be anything like that. I think when I was a kid, I wanted to be like an astronaut, you know? Fuck all that. So, I was like, okay, my parents want me to. I'll go to college. Or I guess not even my parents want me to. I just kind of didn't think about it very much. I was just like, okay, well, you know, it comes after high school, college. I'll go to college. There wasn't anything extra in my head besides that. Holy, that was a nice pickup. So, you know, I just found the first college that would reach out to me, which was a community college, you know. I was like, you know, I'll just start going. Even though I don't know what I want to do for a career, I know I like computers. So, let me just go into, like, something computer related. And I've always wanted to make my own video game, so why don't I go into coding? Because you know what the first step of making your own video game is? Learning to code. So, I was like, you know, fuck it. Let's just start out by taking my general education credit classes, and by the time that I get, like, most of the way through, I'm sure I'll figure out what I want to do. I should have seen if I touched right there. So, I'll take all my gen eds first, and by the time I'm done with my gen eds, I'll know what I want to do. But, you know, it should have been the exact opposite of that for me. I should have taken... Nice D-Sig. But the thing is, I should have taken more of my, more classes actually designed for my degree, so I could have seen if that's actually what I wanted to do, you know? Instead of just saying, yep, this is what I want to do, not putting any extra thought into it and just going with it. I should not have just gone with it. I should have thought about it a lot more. Way more. I talked yesterday about how I just kind of cruised through all of my schooling stuff, but that was not something I should have cruised through. That was a nice D-Light. Sarah, this guy's gone. Yeah, he's not making that back. And so my first semester, I took, like, an intro to computer science. And I was like, you know what? That'll definitely reflect, you're like, oh, that'll definitely reflect the type of stuff that I want to do on a whole. And, yeah, not really. Everything in it, looking back on it, was lackluster, not very interesting. I think the most exciting thing I did was I stole somebody else's code with a group to make a Minesweeper game that hardly worked. And I was like, for some reason I was content with that, or at least compliant with it. I should have realized it wasn't for me at that point. But I just moved on. I was like, okay, well, I'm sure it'll get better from here. And the college that I went to didn't have designations for, like, minors or majors. It was never like, oh, I want to minor in computer science while I major in coding. It was just, my degree is going to be in this thing, and that was it, you know. Which was also an oversight on my part. I don't know how I didn't realize that that wasn't a problem. Or that was a problem, rather. So, I decided, you know what, I want to do coding. I'm just going to choose a random coding language, which ended up being Java, which also screwed me, because Java is a type of coding language, right? There's just different coding languages, but each one does certain things better than others. However, the problem was, Java is a piece of crap coding language that doesn't do anything better than another coding language, in my opinion, and is just kind of a jack of all trades, master of none. So, the coding language I chose was crap, and I didn't even think about what it meant, because I could have gotten a degree in C++, and that probably would have been better, as I had done a little bit of it before. Not much, but at least a project or two. This guy needs to go, man. He's getting way too much credit on this stock. He should have been gone long ago. Eli recovery, thank God. Probably should have stayed on swords so I have a weapon next time. Or a scythe next stock. After I get discoed right here. Go for it. Just throwing out moves for the hell of it. I do not want to see this guy on Rocket Lance, man. Lucky that recovery didn't hit me through the stage. Wow. Gimp right here? No way. Ha! Chase dodge. That move is just so ridiculous. Can't punish that shit unarmed. So yeah, I started my degree in a coding language that I didn't really care about, or didn't do any studying about, checking it out, anything. I don't know why I did that. That was a stupid mistake. And this all sounds like I'm building it up where this is a complete lack of competence on my part. But I had a counselor. And this counselor was telling me, like, oh yes, this is fine. You're okay to be doing this kind of stuff. And it was okay. You know, I got my credit hours I needed. I graduated in the allotted amount of time that I was supposed to, or any normal student is supposed to. Wow, this is a disgusting matchup, by the way. I hate Lord Brax. Thank God. One more, please. Give me that extra scythe, please. Oh, brother. This guy wants an extra lance as soon as possible, I'm sure. No, sir. Wow. So gets anyways. I got nothing up on this guy. Wow, he's not keeping lance. That's crazy. So yeah, it sounds like I was really incompetent for it, but it wasn't like I wasn't checking it over with other people. I had people with me the entire way along, you know, helping me and trying to decide what would be best for me. I don't know, it feels like I must have slipped through the cracks somewhere. Is the best way to describe it, but in the moment I didn't recognize there anything being wrong with what I was doing or how I was doing it. The thing is, nobody in my family has graduated college, really, besides me, which is not exactly true, but it's not worth trying to explain. God, one dare on this, or one delay on this guy. That was really lucky. Nope, skill, not lucky. Hell no, I'm not rematching a Lord Brax. Oh, and we're going against another Lord Brax anyways. It's actually crazy. And I think another reason behind it is, like, my whole life, everybody's like, you know what they're gonna need in the future? They're gonna need people who are good at cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is not going anywhere. They're gonna need coders for making the applications that these people with security need. Everybody hop on the cybersecurity train, and now what do you know? It's one of the most overinflated, like, or so I've been told, overinflated job markets there are, right? Because everybody's doing it. Thank God this guy's an idiot. And, I mean, you just couldn't predict it. That kind of stuff. Another telltale sign that I was kind of choosing a bad coding language is that in some of my classes, we were purposefully using oh, that kills. We were purposefully using outdated software on it so that it would still work. Now, why would you teach somebody how to use outdated software when the updated software is available? That doesn't make much sense now, does it? Fuck you, Lord Brax. I can't stand Rocket Lance. Just die. Untouched. Wow, that dare would have hit perfectly. No. Thank God I have a dodge. This guy dodges way too early off his recovery. I'm just kind of spamming recovery. I don't know how my recovery misses there. Rotten hell. Thank you. Fuck no, I'm not rematching a Lord's Brax! I'm fine. I'm fine, okay, I'm fine. And, you know, all throughout, like, high school and stuff, everybody had always told you, don't follow, the routes that your friends are going because you should be your own person and do your own thing. And so, I listened to that, and I decided I wanted to do it. And so I didn't have any friends or anybody who knew how to do the kind of stuff that I was doing. And that was okay. You know, I made a few friends during college. But, you know, it was just like, you're a college friend, not like a friend type deal. I don't know how that near hit. Oh. Already disarmed this guy at 100 damage, by the way. That is a nice edge guard by me. Holy. Yeah, how about it? And so I kept going through my college stuff, always continuously thinking it would get better. And I was doing it full time while working a part-time job at an ice cream shop that really had a very friendly owner and, you know, small place. I had worked my way up to assistant manager and stuff there, but it was good because he allowed me to, he worked around my college hours basically, so it was a really good gig. And I just worked there while doing my degree. I did not mean to dodge. Oh, brother. And I kept cranking out my classes, you know, all your stuff, and finally started getting to some harder stuff and realized for the first time everybody was using this new AI stuff that had come out, and I had no idea that people were using AI to do all their coding stuff or help them out with it and whatnot. And I was like, well, why the hell haven't I been doing that? That would help me so much instead of having to ask the teacher for help every 2 seconds or whatever. And so I started doing that, and you know, I hate to relate it. Oh my, I'm screwed. This guy's cannon's good. This guy knows. If he wouldn't have gone for that, I would still be off stage. I hate to make it akin to something sinister, but it was like, like a non-superhero getting access to power for the first time. This is like some Incredibles guy stuff, or I'm dead. Wow. No, this guy's got my number, man. Ensig, for the love of God. It's like Titus from Megamind, if you've ever seen that movie, where the guy gets a little bit of power and all of a sudden, you know, he's kind of using it for evil instead of in moderation for a specific purpose, right? That's how it was for me. So I started using AI for more and more stuff, and, you know, instead of learning to do it myself, I was just pasting a question into a AI bot to help me with stuff, and you know, it does still need some user help to get the right thing, which I was very good at. It was like, the best way I can put it is, with coding language, you know exactly what you need to do, but remembering and understanding all of the proper commands or grammar that you need to make the program work is the hard part, not the designing a system. Designing a system's easy. It's all about, like, thinking and dissecting a problem. No problem with that. Converting your thoughts into robot speak, for lack of a better term, is the hard part. This guy's gonna ensig me. Side stick. Close enough. So yeah, I started using it more and more when I shouldn't have, which my teachers were always saying, like, if you cheat in this class, you're only cheating yourself, because you're paying for the classes, right? They don't care what you do or how you do it. The whole point is you're supposed to be learning something, and I was not really learning. So, I was only cheating myself. This, oh my god, I hate blasters. Not blasters, but this crossover shit is so annoying. The sound effects are so annoying. I wish you could disable that shit. What a freak, man. Interrupts my instinct. I can't even GC in time, man. Please die. Of course. Oh, wrong way. Good God. So yeah, I started nearing the end of my college and understood, hey, this is not what I... Oh my god, I thought I was going to get something big there. And there. Oh, my near miss. Goodbye. One more anything and I'm fucking gone. No way he gets that wake up. And I finally understood the truth of it all in my final semester. I had fully come to terms with the fact that it was not what I wanted to do, and I was just finishing out my college so I could get my degree and claim, you know, I had accomplished something. Which, you know, it's a piece of paper. I don't think... I mean, some people do care, but not everybody, certainly. I can't wait to have this guy show me who's boss on site. Crazy. Couldn't get my instig out in time. And the realization set in that final semester, and what absolutely sealed the deal, was in that final class I took, which was professional team programming. I got to work with a group and created a video game, and it was a Darkest Dungeon clone. I was the team leader for it. I got to decide all the things going on and the inner workings and whatnot, pretty much. And Darkest Dungeon is a turn-based combat video game that I hold near and dear to my heart. We can talk about that sometime. My god, this guy's getting away with so much, so close to hitting it all. I actually made a video on my channel about it. It's called Endless Mountain of Monsters. Or we made a game in Java Effects, which I'm pretty proud of that video. I think it's a good one. And I knew going into it, our teacher had told us you can either present your project in person or record a video. I was like, well, I'd definitely rather record a video, because that way I can put my own spin on it and everything. So I made that video, and going in I knew the worst thing that this presentation can be is boring. So I souped it up, made the video without any help from my group. It's something I put a lot of effort into, wanted to get right. And we presented it. It went amazing. It was better than everybody else's presentation. I know it sounds almost fucking comical, but nobody in that class knew how to edit anything. That was the wrong way. Gunbound? She's still touched. Oh my. We can actually win this. And so we gave the presentation, and at the end, I remember a couple classmates all agreeing, like, wow, whoever made this this isn't word for word, okay? And you can think it's a joke if you want, but they're like, wow, this is really talented. Why did the person not credit themselves that made this? And I was like, yeah, I made this, you know, it was a lot of fun making it. And they're like, dude, you should do video editing as a career. Why are you in coding? And I was like, oh my god, I was telling myself that this entire time. And oh my god, okay, well, we're killing ourselves. The double laugh.
Player 1 wins.
So basically, I should have been doing it the whole time, right? And yeah. I should have thought more about my college career and stuff, and now I just want to try and help people not fall into the same pitfalls as myself, because, you know, there's a lot of things that you can be doing better, and there's no reason to let somebody else fall into the same kind of traps that you did, even if, you know, it's all kind of self-inflicted or whatever. And look at that, 2082. I don't know how this is top 1580. Yeah. I don't know about that. Okay. Well, tomorrow I'm actually thinking about doing some twos. That might be better. It might be better for my mental health. We'll see. All right. See you later, guys.